I'm gonna just get real. I'm gonna get real comfortable, because I feel like the only way I'm gonna be able to get this out is to get comfortable. Untuck my shirt and everything. Look. We, and when I say we, if I say Flowing Life, if I say church, if I say unit as a body, any of that, by we, I mean you individually. I believe that God has given me something to share with us this morning concerning where we are right now at a point in our lives. Right now, not just as the ministry, but in your individual lives, we're in transition. It's a transition. It's a transitional moment. This is a moment in our lives where God has our attention. This is a moment in our lives where, regardless of what he used to get our attention, he got it. Whatever it is he used to get it, he got it. But now that he has it, in that moment, we can't miss God being so busy with other things, being so busy with making progress, being so busy with, well, let me try to get this working, being so busy with serving, being so busy with working, being so busy with coming to church and just like, well, I'm going to church just to make sure that we get things done, but missing God in it. God has our attention. And the question is, what are we going to do next? Now that he has it, okay, God, you got me. There's something that I need to do now in this transition that's going to change the whole trajectory of my future and what the next phase is. What you do right now in this transitional season is going to determine what that next season looks like. What we do now. When God shows up in a place, sometimes he comes in a way that's unorthodox. Sometimes he comes in a way that's unplanned. Sometimes he comes in a way that doesn't look like what we expected, what we thought, what we were praying for. God, I need you to show up. God, I need you to come in. And then he comes in a way that we don't think is him. And we start rebuking the devil. Because God would never allow this to happen. God would not cause this situation to happen. I know God a little bit better than this, and this doesn't sound like God. This doesn't look like God. We're making progress, but then I'm feeling like I'm taking 5 steps back with every step forward. This doesn't look like God. This doesn't sound like God. Nothing about this resembles the God that I know, the God that I think I know. The God that I've gained knowledge and understanding about. And sometimes God has to come back door to say, look, you're at the front door because you've always imagined that I'm a front door God, right? And then God is sneaking through the back door and we're like, whoa, somebody's sneaking in. Let me close the door, right? Let me put the enemy out, because this is what I know about God. This is how God processes. He's always moving forward. It's always growth. It's always promotion. It's always success. This is how God operates. And so anything outside of the way that I know that God operates, I shut down, because that's not God. Because I've never seen him in that capacity before. We're in a transitional season where in the past, I would say, even out of my mouth, literally, I would say something to the effect of, this doesn't make sense. But in this season, I won't even allow myself to say it, because in my mind, I see what God is doing. And so because I recognize what he's doing, I'm like, no, even though I don't understand it, this thing is falling in line exactly how it's supposed to. Even though it looks like a setback, I know it sounds cliche, but it's a setup. He's setting you up for something bigger if he could just get you in the moment to stop long enough to say, okay, God, what are you doing? All right, you got my attention. Whatever it took, whether it was a car accident, whether it was unexpected bill in the mail, whether it was health challenges, whatever it was, okay, God, you got my attention. You got me still long enough, even in my frustration, even in my anger. You know what I'm saying? This is what anger is. Anger is passion that needs an appropriate, that needs appropriate focus or an appropriate direction, right? That's all anger is. Anger should not be always looked at as, I shouldn't be angry. The Bible says be angry, just don't sin. But anger is a sign of passion. There's passion behind you saying, God, I don't don't understand what you're doing. God, I'm angry at you because this doesn't look like progress. How is it that we're making steps forward and then we end up in a home? It doesn't look like progress, right? But in that anger, it's just, I need an appropriate focus. I need appropriate avenue to point this anger, to take that same passion and say, you know what, God, I don't understand what you're doing, but with the same energy I put towards not knowing and being upset and being frustrated and being mad, I'm going to put that energy into, okay, God, what are you doing next? What's happening? What's my focus? Where should I be right now? What should I be doing? What should I be saying? What should be coming out of my mouth? Should I be speaking in faith or should I be speaking against what you're doing? And if I don't understand what you're doing, then maybe I just shouldn't say anything at all, and maybe I should just keep moving, right? God has our attention. And so we should focus more now, not just on serving. I don't want y'all to get so used to serving that you come in this season, in this season, to where you just come and you're just like, okay, let's just see what happens next. All right, let me just kind of go through the motions of what we're supposed to be doing right now and just see how everything plays out, because what's going to happen is you're going to miss God. You're going to miss what he's doing in your personal life. You just be thinking, oh yeah, this is where we're at with the ministry, but missing what God is doing in your personal life at the same time. In Luke chapter 10, you can turn there if you have your Bibles. Luke chapter 10. And this is where I'm going to break this down. Now say this while you're turning. It's easy to serve God when you don't see God. It's easy to, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. It's easy to serve God when you see God. It's easy to serve God, right? He's like, wait a minute, it's not easy. It's easy to serve God when you see God. But what's not easy is being able to still seek him when you don't see him. Being able to still seek him when you don't see him. It's easy to serve, to come in and set up and come in and greet people and help people out and show up to the ministry. It's easy to serve when you're seeing what God is doing. When I see progress, when I see things happening, when I see things going up, when I see people coming, and when I see things going on, it's easy to serve. But what happens when you don't see progress? Are you still able to seek God in it and find out, okay, God, what's up? What's going on? What am I supposed to be doing right now? Is there something that I need to tweak? And I can guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, if you're frustrated in any area, more than likely there's one thing that you probably need to tweak that will alter that whole situation. One thing. I know you're concerned about the many things. It's a whole lot of things, but I can almost guarantee you there's probably one thing that God is probably trying to get to your attention to say, all you need to do is just change this one thing. If you could just change your attitude, maybe that'll change the whole situation. If you could just change your thought process, maybe that will alter how the expected end will go. Maybe if you could just smile instead of frowning. I know you're upset, but if you could just smile through it, maybe that'll change the trajectory. It's just that one small thing that God is trying to get our attention with. Luke chapter 10, 38. This is something that y'all familiar with. And if y'all see this up here, y'all can probably somewhat guess where I might be going. The story of Martha and Mary. When Jesus came into the city, and there was a dilemma between Martha and Mary because they were kind of bumping heads on who should be doing what and what should happen when God shows up, right? This is how this goes. God shows up. In essence, we'll read through it, but God shows up, and then once he shows up, then they're debating about, hey, should she be serving? Should she be seeking? When the presence of God shows up, should we be worshiping, or should we be looking around? Should I be singing? Should I be on the floor? There's so many things to do throughout the service. Everybody's serving on different positions. Somebody's greeting, somebody's handling the envelope, somebody's on the camera, somebody's helping the kids in the back. Everybody's serving. But when the presence of God shows up, it should shut down everything. When the presence of God, I don't know if y'all have ever been in services where the manifested presence of God has showed up, where the glory of God shows up. But sometimes it comes in so heavy to where the musicians can't even play. To where, and this is one of my things. This is one of my things. When you're security, when you're an armor bearer, and everybody knows the presence of God is heavy, and everybody's on their face. People are weeping, hands are up in the air, and everybody's just going for it. And then security is just, I'm on my post. I can't be shaken. I can't be moved by the presence of God because I'm working, right? Or where the drummer is like, I have to keep the beat, because if not, people are going to be lost. They're going to be singing off beat. So I have to keep the beat. I can't allow the Spirit to shake me too much because I have to stay on my post, right? When the presence of God shows up, it should shut down everything. The whole point of us serving is to give God an invitation. Our service just welcomes him in. Our serving just welcomes God in. It says, look, God, look at what we prepared for you. We prepared it for you, so come on. And God is looking like, that looks nice. I'm going to come. But then when he comes, our service should turn into seeking. Our service, it should shut down the service. It should shut down our serving to the point where we say, man, you know what? Y'all can do what y'all want right now. I'm going for it. You know what I'm saying? Like it does something to me when the person on the keyboard is just like, you know what, forget it. Y'all on y'all's own. Y'all gonna have to find your own note. I'm going for it. It does something to me when, just like Lady Taryn leading worship, where he just where for a moment she just started pacing, but she just going for it, and she's not even singing the song. The words are up there, but she's just kind of like, all right, y'all gonna have to feel y'all's way because I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? Like when the presence of God shows up heavy enough, it should shut down service. I'm not talking about church service. I'm not talking about the organization of the routine of of what we're meeting here for. I'm talking about in your serving, in your, okay, God, I came here to do the offering envelopes. Okay, God, I came here, to serve on the parking lot ministry. All right, God, I came here to serve with the children. And so this is my post. This is what I have to do on Sundays, instead of coming in and saying, you know what, God, this is what I'm here to do. But this is just to set the tone to welcome you in. But once you get here, once you walk through that door, once you start revealing yourself to us, all of this goes out the window. Let loose. Let it fly. Don't feel like you gotta go somewhere if and not just you, but anybody. If that's any of y'all, if you feel like God grabs a hold of you, you cannot contain it, and you just need to scream at the top of your lungs, or you just need to take off running, I'm not gonna judge you over that. Go for it. Let it fly. This is what it says in Luke chapter 10. Luke chapter 10, verse 38. I'm reading out of the new. No, I'm not, because I'm not even there yet. Luke chapter 10. We're going to start at verse 38. I assume everybody else is there. Good deal. Luke 10:38. Mary and Martha. This is what it says in 38. Now it happened as they went, this is Jesus that is going, that he entered a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha welcomed him into her house. Who welcomed Jesus? Martha. Welcome. She welcomed him. She's the one that went out to greet him. Not Mary. It doesn't say anything about Mary, right? Martha went out to greet him and welcome him. Whose house is it? It's not Mary's house. So who kind of feels the weight and the burden and the responsibility of serving? Because it's her house, right? So if you come over to my house, I'm not going to expect Eddie to go in the refrigerator and say, hey, here's some water. Hey, what do y'all want to eat tonight? Hey, let me clean up and move stuff around a little bit so everybody can sit down. You wouldn't expect that from him because it's not his home, right? Martha felt the responsibility of service because it was her home. Something to highlight. 39, and she had a sister called Mary, who also sat at Jesus' feet and heard his word. But Martha was distracted with much serving. And she approached him and said, it says that she approached him. Other translations might say something different, but she invited him in. She said, all right, and this is what it looks like in our every day or every Sunday lives. All right, God, we invite you in. All right, God, come into our service. Have your way. We welcome you. Do what you want to do, Lord. We worship you. We love you, God. We love you. We want you to come. Come on, Spirit, come. Spirit, come. Have your way. Have your way. We're welcoming him in. And then when he gets there, it says that she was distracted by much serving. He comes in, she was distracted by much serving, and then it says she approached him. He shows up. And then she comes to him. You're thinking that her response or her thought processing should be, the king is here. Let me sit down. Let me pick his brain. Let me listen. Let me find out what he wants to do. All right, God, you see my house. What is it that you want to change? What is it that you like? What is it that you don't like? You know what I mean? Like, you would think that she would go to him and say, okay, what do you desire? What do you want? But instead, she did something that we probably would frown upon. But if we be honest, we'll probably find ourselves in Martha. But Martha was distracted with much serving, and she approached him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Therefore, tell her to help me. And Jesus answered and said to her, Martha, Martha, you are worried, troubled. He said it twice. More than likely, I'm pretty sure he had to cut her off. More than likely, I'm pretty sure she came in there and was like, Jesus, don't you see what I'm doing back here? You need to tell her, Martha, you need to tell her that she needed Martha, 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 Martha. This is what he said. And Jesus answered and said to her, Martha, Martha, you are worried and troubled about many things. If y'all be honest, y'all got to raise y'all's hands. But how many of y'all today, I ain't talking about yesterday, I ain't talking about last week, I'm talking about today as of right now, currently, is not just one thing, it's many things. Many things that either has you worried, has you troubled, has you feeling like, oh yeah, I don't quite know what to do, I don't know how to handle it. I don't have an answer, I don't have a solution. Not just the one thing, but many things. All right, God, go ahead and answer this one. All right, here's the next one. All right, God, all right, now you're taking care of that one. All right, now I got about 5 more. You know what I'm saying? Like the many. Martha, you're worried and troubled about many things, but one thing is needed. One thing is necessary. And Mary has chosen the good part, which will not be taken away from her. Don't let your busyness, not business, don't let your busyness cause you to bypass God. Your busyness. Being so busy that you just miss him completely. Even sometimes when we wake up in the morning, we might pray things like, all right, God, you know, this is your day. Lead me however you want to, you know, help me to run into divine favor, you know, cause me to have divine connections where I run into the right people, use me to encourage somebody today, whatever it is. But those prayers we pray in the morning, and then by about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, midday, we maybe would have already missed like 5 opportunities that God was trying to show us something, but getting so caught up in busyness that we're like, all right, God, I'm looking for you. God is sitting right here. And we're just like, God, I'm looking for you. Where you at? And we walk right past him in our busyness, in our serving. And sometimes if, and I think I might have said this before. So sometimes if Satan can't slow us down, if he knows we're the type pretty much like me where I'm already gone, like you're not stopping me, I'm already gone. If he can't slow you down and if he can't stop you, what he'll try to do is speed you up. He'll try to get you so busy and so consumed that you don't have time for family, that you don't have time for your spouse, that you don't have time for kids, that you don't have time to write the vision, that you don't have time to write that book, that you don't have time to work on that seminar, that you don't have time for the stuff that he's trying to show you, that he's trying to get to you, that you don't have time to listen to somebody who's pouring out their heart trying to give you all the signs that, hey, I'm about to end it. I'm about to take my life. I don't have nothing to live for, but you're missing the signs because you're so busy, right? He'll try to speed us up. Another thing that he tries to do, I want to expose him. Another thing that he tries to do is, if he can't stop you, or you might be feeling like, okay, well, I'm doing good things, so definitely God is pleased with me. Definitely I can get God's decision because I'm serving at church. I'm on 2-3 different ministries. I'm reading my Bible every single day. I'm praying every morning and every night, and I'm doing all of the things. I'm even on a Bible plan. I'm reading 3 other supplemental books on the side. I'm praying in the Spirit an hour a day, and I feel like I'm doing all of these good things, right? But still, for some reason, am not able to hear clearly. Am not able to get God's attention long enough for me to get clarity on what my next move is supposed to be. I'm doing all of these good things. We'll get so comfortable with doing good that he'll make us feel almost self-righteous, like, all right, I can just coast. I can just chill. I can just relax because I'm doing better than most people, right? Because I'm not doing anything bad, so that makes me a good person. So he'll get us content in being good to the point that we won't go beyond that and seek after him to be great. Sometimes good can be the enemy of great. Sometimes they can be in opposition, right? They can bump heads, because as long as you're good, as long as you're serving, then you won't seek God. As long as you're serving, you won't go beyond the service and say, you know what, God, I need you more than just you showing up on Sunday. I need you more than just Life and Coffee on Wednesday. I need you daily. Like, it's not enough for me to just be doing good things. All right, it's okay. So-and-so hit me up and they said, hey man, you just don't know how much you encouraged me the other day. All right, that's cool, but I need more. It's more than that. All right, I've been listening, to music all week, just to keep my mind on things that God. No, but I need more than that, though. I'm not just content with being good. One of the hardest. Let me see if I can phrase this the right way. One of the most dangerous things or people that you can have around you are the people who are always bigging you up, always adding sugar to your ego. Always gassing you up, always telling you how amazing you are and how great you are. That can be one of the most poisonous types of people in your life. The person that's always telling you how amazing and how wonderful you are, but never, yep, that's exactly what they're doing. And they, never mind. But, because that sounds, but those types of people can be the most poisonous. You need somebody that's going to tell you the truth. You need somebody that's going to check you. You need somebody that's going to tell you your stuff stink. You know what I'm saying? Not just somebody always bigging you up and tell you how wonderful, because it gets to your head and you feel like, okay, now I can just coast. And that's why sometimes when we're talking to people and they're bringing us different challenges and different struggles and different things that they're going through, it's been times in the past where somebody would share something really heavy and I would bust out into a hysterical laugh. And they're looking at me like, what's so funny? I just told you I got laid off from my job. I don't see anything funny about that. But for me, it's like, do you not see how this is going to push you to drive and start that business that you've been wanting to do for so long? This is an opportunity. Do you not see this? Do you not understand? This is an open door. This is an opportunity for you to do something that you've been wanting to do for so long. But the only way that God could get your attention is for him to strike something. It's for him to take something away. It's for him to hurt something. It's for him to squeeze an area of your life that you were so comfortable in. Because as long as everything is going good, we can just be comfortable where we are. But until it's not until he says, okay, you can't use the school anymore. All right, sweet. Because guess what? I had some other plans anyway. So this is just a springboard for what I've been wanting to do all along. So now that I'm out here in the midst of discomfort, I might as well explore what discomfort looks like while I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I might as well see what else I can set my hands on, see what else I can discover, because otherwise I would still be comfortable, just sitting there. And sometimes you need that push. Sometimes you need that punch. Sometimes you need to be caught off guard and to lose your breath, to lose your wind, just long enough for you to say, what was that? Long enough for you to sit still. Hold on, I need a break. For you to sit still long enough for God to be able to say, okay, now that I have your attention, because otherwise I can't get your attention. If I don't hit you with something, if I don't allow something to get your attention, then you'll just be driving. You'll just be minding your business, just going throughout life, just being comfortable. I told Lady Taryn, it was either this morning or last night, I said, how many pastors do you know that don't have a story? How many pastors do you know that don't have a story? Now, whether you've heard their story or not might be a different thing, but how many of you know don't have a story? Not just pastors, but even ministries, right? And so I'm considering where we are right now in this transitional season, and I'm just like, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Because sometimes in the moment, you know how people say hindsight is 20/20. How you can go through something, and then looking back on that thing, you're like, man, you know what? Even though it was tough, I wouldn't change it for nothing, because that's what built me. That's what made me. That's hindsight. After you've gone through it, after everything is good, after everything is polished over, and now you're just a prize sitting on the trophy, you can say, yeah, but you don't know how I got here. But for me, in the moment, in the season, while the pressing, the shaping, the pricking, the pruning, while it's happening, I'm seeing in progress. Just like the Word of God says about Jesus, for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, right? He endured it. He saw the other side of it. So through it, while he was in it, that's why he could say, forgive them, for they know not what they're doing. That's why he can still love people. That's why, even though he had power to get himself off of it, why he endured it, because he saw the other side. That's where we are right now, in a season of transition, where we're recognizing what God is doing even before he does it, so that we can enjoy the process, so that we can enjoy the pursuit, and not just look forward to, okay, God, where's the light at the end of the tunnel, but instead enjoy the tunnel. Enjoy it. Enjoy the process, right? Because you need the process. You need the process, because it's building a passionate pursuit on the inside of you. Because otherwise you just be wandering through, all right, God, what am I getting? Yes, I'm out, I made it. And he's like, but you totally missed what I was trying to teach you. Right. So guess what? Because you missed it, now we gotta go do it again. Let's do it again. Right? You don't pass 3rd grade, you ain't going to 4th grade. You gotta do it again. Or go to summer school. Some of us might be in summer school right now. Right? Some of us are in summer school right now because we missed it. This is what summer school is. This is what summer school is. Let me get clarity. This is what summer school is. This is what summer school is. Summer school is you missed the entire year of what I was trying to teach you. Right? But guess what? I don't have time for you to repeat the whole thing again. There's a bigger purpose to what I'm trying to accomplish, and I don't have time for it. So I need to take you through an expedited process that's going to get you to where I need you to be, because there's so many people waiting for what I'm trying to do in you, and if you don't get it right now, then so many people are going to be lost as a result. And I need you to get it now. So that's where I have you right now, but I need you to get it. I need you to get it. I need you to get it. And that's what God has us in this transition, in this transitional season, where he's trying to show us so many things. But don't get too occupied with serving. Don't even get too used to coming to this house, because we're not going to be here long. Don't get so comfortable with your service, feeling like you're doing pastor a favor, feeling like you're doing God a favor just for being here. Don't get so comfortable with your service that you lose your passionate seeking, that you lose your pursuit of God. Because I'm pretty sure everybody in this room would agree that at some point in your life you experienced something traumatic, something that caught you off guard, something that grabbed a hold of you and caused you to cause almost even your heart literally to skip a beat. And in those moments, it forces you into that closet with God. We're just like, God, if you don't do this thing, I'm not going to make it. Right. You know what I'm saying? It forces you into a space where you're just like, you know what? I don't even have an appetite right now. I can't even eat, either because I'm so upset, I'm so hurt, I'm so devastated, where I don't even have an appetite. I'm sure many of us in here have lost loved ones or people close to us. When you hear the news, even if you're sitting in front of food and you haven't eaten all day, you don't even want to touch it. Right. You've lost complete appetite for days, where you're just like, nothing else matters. My job don't matter. The bills don't matter. Money doesn't matter. Sometimes family doesn't matter. Right now, I'm just in a black hole. I'm just in a space. I'm just existing. In those moments, God is getting our attention when he's saying, okay, now that I have it, I just need you to come to me. Don't come to me with service. Don't come to me with, all right, God, let me just see what I can do. Let me just try to keep busy, take my mind off it. Let me just, see what I can work on. No. God, what are you trying to do? How? You got my attention. Why? There's a purpose. There's an intent. What are you trying to show me? What are you trying to get to me? This is something that hit me. I'm in on this part right here. Martha said, but Martha was distracted in verse 40. But Martha was distracted with much serving. And she approached him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? This is something that jumped out at me in this part right here. She asked God, does he even care? Lord, do you not even care? Do you not see this? And I can imagine that the intent of Jesus' response is not that I don't care. Because I care. I care. But the part that's probably upsetting Jesus is that I see what you're doing, and the thing that's concerning me is that she left, but you're still there. I'll read this one more time. I know I'm not going to break this part down. In verse 38, now it happened as they went that he entered this, verse 40. Martha was distracted with much serving, and she approached him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Therefore tell her to help me. She went to Jesus. Imagine Jesus sitting. He's teaching. The disciples are sitting at his feet. Mary's sitting at his feet. And Martha walks in and she says, do you not care that she's left me in the kitchen to cook and to serve and to do all of this work? Do you not care that she left me alone to serve? And Jesus is like, no, I care. Not only do I care, but I'm more concerned about you, Martha. I'm more concerned. I'm concerned that both of you were in the same position. She decided to leave and come after me, but you decided to stay and work. That's my concern. That's my concern. That you busied yourself so much that you miss me. And that the person who decided to leave, now you're concerned about them because they're not serving as much as you. Because they're not doing as much work as you. Because you don't serve. I serve every single Sunday. Why you here? I don't see you. You here every other week. I don't see you showing up on Wednesday. I'm here every single week. Where are you at? I don't see you lifting your hands and worship. You know you need to lift your hands because that's the only way that God can come into your heart is if you lift your hand. Only way that we know if you love God is if you open up your mouth and worship. And if you sing really loud, if you make it sing, that's the only way. God, do you not care that all these other people are not serving every single week, but I am? Yeah, I care. But I'm concerned more about you, that you've not left where you are. I'm concerned more about you that you've decided that you're comfortable enough to just stay where you are in it and not want to go anywhere else. I'm concerned about you. Y'all don't have to be here right now. I told Taryn, I'm pretty much setting up a mirror and preaching to myself this morning. I'm concerned that you are okay with just being okay. I'm concerned that you know the things that I want to do in your life, but you're content with where you are. But guess what? You're not really content with where you are, because if you were content, you wouldn't be complaining about the people that are leaving. If you were content, you wouldn't be comparing yourself to other people who are doing what you're actually jealous that they're doing. I was like, oh my God, yeah, but they don't really love God, so I ain't really concerned. No, you're jealous. You're jealous because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. The only reason that you would compare yourself to somebody else is if you're not confident in what God put on the inside of you. There's no room for comparison when we're all doing what God showed us to do, when we're all operating and working in our own vein and running in our own lane. There's no room for comparison at all. But that's the only way that we would look at somebody else and say, why have they left? Ooh, this is good. You can outgrow your friends. You can outgrow your friends. If you got friends that tell you, nah, don't go, we're going to miss you too much, let them go. I don't care if it's family. I ain't saying to cut them off, don't talk to them. Even if it's family. When you got people in your life saying, I know you want to start that business, but that means you're going to have to move to California, and I don't want you to be that far. You my buddy, you're going to be so far away. I need to let you go. Your friends should never try to keep you close to the point where it keeps you from pursuing your purpose. Never. They should never. Anytime that you leave, just like Mary, she left. She left. And if we'd never heard this story before, you would look at Mary like, what is Mary doing? She needs to be in there serving. She needs to be working. She needs to be preparing the food for God. There's another passage where Jesus is at their house again, but this is the passage where Mary is anointing the feet of Jesus. And it clearly says that Martha is in the kitchen cooking. She's doing it again. She's doing that thing again. She's in the kitchen cooking, but it says that the smell of the aroma from the oil filled the house. Y'all go back and read it. The aroma from the oil filled the house, not the smell from the kitchen. You think she's in there cooking for Jesus, preparing this big meal, and both of them feel like they're doing the needful thing, but God is like, but the aroma from the oil is filling the house, not the aroma from the kitchen. And that's the most potent thing. The most potent thing that you're going to produce in your life will come from your passionate pursuit of God, will come from your private time with God, will come from revelation from God, will come from God speaking to you one word maybe to give you $1 million idea, to give you a witty invention, to give you creativity, to give you something to just alter your path just enough, to tweak it just enough to change the whole course of your life. That one word from God. And guess what? We have the ability to hear from God daily, but we're so busy that we miss it. I'm not preaching at y'all. Honestly, y'all, I'm preaching to myself, and y'all just have the luxury of sitting and listening. I'm talking to myself as well, that we get so busy that we miss it. And every day God's trying to get our attention. Every day God's whispering. Every day God is sending signs where He's trying to get us, and He's like, man, there's so much more than where you are. What you've become up to this point is only the surface. Like, you've not even opened up your gifts yet. You've become content with just looking at this pretty box, and you're just like, oh God, I love the way you made me, and I'm so fearfully and wonderfully made, and I just love just how you pieced me together, and how pretty I am, and how wonderful I am, and I just love what you did for me. God, thank you for being so good to me. It's like, but you've not even opened the box yet. Because guess what? Once you open up the box, it ain't gonna be so pretty. Once you open up your gifts, it ain't gonna be so attractive, because you're gonna lose some friends, some people gonna walk away, you're gonna ruffle some feathers, there's gonna be some businesses and some organizations that you're gonna be competing with, so they're not really gonna jump on the bandwagon with what you're trying to do. It's gonna be people that don't understand what God is trying to produce in you, and so they'll be like, you wanna do what? How? What? You don't got the resources, you don't got the money, you got the people. It's going to be all of that once you crack it open. And that's what God is trying to do, to get us beyond just serving, beyond just coming, beyond just working, but instead going further and seeking after him to say, all right, God, if you decide you want to disrupt my day, do it. And one thing I've always prayed is, God, whatever you want me to do, just make it clear. You make it clear, I'll do it. If I know this is you, I'll go for it. You have my word. Even if it's something that I do not want to do. Like Pastor, I ran from it. Did not want to do it. But at the same time, I said, God, whatever you want me to do, just make it clear. Guess what he did? He made it clear. Some of us are not going to pray that prayer because we fear what he's going to say. It's like Moses, you're walking past the bush is on fire, and you're like, yeah, this is not normal, but I choose not to, because if I give it my attention, I fear that God's going to say something I don't want to hear. And if he says something I don't want to hear, it's going to make me uncomfortable because I'm going to have to change something. It means that I'm going to have to apologize to my wife even though I don't feel like I did nothing wrong. It means that I'm going to have to go to the person I've been resenting for years even though I was justified in saying exactly what I wanted to say. Which means that I'm going to have to let go of something that somebody else took to the grave. I don't know if y'all understood that. Some of y'all holding on to some hurt and resentment from somebody who's in the grave who cannot apologize, who cannot say sorry for what they did. And so can you hold them accountable for something that you know that they'll never be able to do? That's the moment where you're going to have to say, all right, God, it's between me and you. I need to let this thing go. And if you can let a thing go without somebody having to give you closure, woo, my God, that's powerful. The testimony in that, to be able to go to people and say, man, you know what? The person that killed my mother, I saw him in jail. And I forgave him. I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, true story. The testimony from a guy I know that wrote a book about it. Amazing, but that makes his testimony so powerful because he gained victory in that area. As long as you're defeated in the area, you lose power in your testimony. There's no potency in your testimony without victory. It's not until you get victory in that area that you can go to somebody else and say, hey, you know what? I can relate. I've been there before. Now you have their attention, right? Because I can relate. We're on the same playing field. But now that I have your attention, guess what? I got victory in it. So now I can show you exactly how to do what I did and how we got through it. I think I'm over my time. I don't know if I hit what I was supposed to hit on my notes, but I know I hit what I was supposed to hit. God has us in a transitional moment. You can stand to your feet and we'll be ready to finish up in a few minutes. God has us in a transitional season right now, and I don't want anybody to miss it. I don't want anybody in this moment to see everything that's happening and just think, oh, you know, well, this is just what it is right now. You know, we'll get through it. You know, once it happens, once God does it, that's when we'll celebrate. Once God is finished with this whole thing, then you know, we'll be excited. We'll be in the moment, we're going to recognize what He's doing, and even in it, still celebrate, still worship, still love God. Because I know this better than I know my name. I know this with all of my heart. That and the way that I saw it was almost like God had kind of took a step back, folded His arms, and just like, let me see what y'all want to do next. Because how you respond to this is going to determine what I do next. So let's see. And I made up my mind. I was like, you know what, God? If you were somebody on the outside looking in and you didn't know the situation, you wouldn't even be able to tell. Because matter of fact, I might mess around and go even harder than I was before. I might mess around and be even more passionate than I was before. I might mess around and end up producing some stuff in this season that's not supposed to be produced in the desert. Y'all hear me? And you ain't supposed to be able to go in the desert and throw a seed in the ground, that thing shoot up. I might mess around and plant some trees in the desert this season. But I can guarantee you one thing, God ain't gonna see us in this season and say, I don't know. He's gonna be like, you know what, I gotta do something. I gotta do something, because they beating on the doors of heaven like they lost something. And He's gonna have to. He's gonna have to. Let's pray. God, we thank you. Thank you for this
small. Whether it's as big as a business or as small as maybe just a book you want us to read, make it clear. Whether it's as big as a conference or whether it's just something as small as spending more time with our kids. Whether it's big or small, whether it's you being able to forgive somebody who has been beating you up for years, or whether you're going to somebody who just cut you off in traffic or somebody who said something to you that offended you. Whatever it is, make it clear for us, God. Give us instruction as to what we need to do. You have our word that we will follow through on. God, I pray a special prayer over each individual that's here this morning, even each individual that will hear this message. God, I thank you that in this season of transition that none will be lost. In this season of transition, God, that the peace that passes all understanding will guard our hearts and mind, will be security of our hearts, will be the security of our minds, to keep us in perfect peace. God, I thank you that even in this season, that you would use us to produce more than what we've produced before. That you will use us to produce more than what we produced before. That you'll use us to produce more than what we've been able to produce before. God, that you put seed on the inside of us, and that in our seeking, we will discover our seed. That in our seeking, you will discover our seed. What you put on the inside of us, that you're bringing us to plant. We've been carrying around a lot of seed. But in this season, help us not only to discover it, what you've put in our possession, but to show us even where to plant it. And I thank you that the harvest, though it may not be immediate, I thank you that we can celebrate you for the harvest that is sure to come. Thank you, God. Have your way, Lord. Have your way. We thank you for this revelation and clarity, understanding, and insight to what you're doing in this season that will slow down long enough to recognize you and not miss what you're doing so that we don't have to repeat. Because there's an urgency in this season and something that you're trying to get out of us that you would not have been able to get out of us otherwise except to apply pressure. So I thank you that in this season we'll just cooperate with what you're doing, and that we will see the manifestation of what the season is producing. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen. Amen. Glory to God. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, God. You guys may be seated. Get ready to close out. We receive our morning giving, opportunity to give. If you need an envelope, let us know. We'll grab you one. You can also sow online as usual at flowinglife.org. Man, I'm excited. I'm excited because God has given me foresight. I'm just giving you guys a few minutes for your either envelopes or so online. For insight and foresight that he's given me and us to be able to see the end of the thing, even in it. Because sometimes one of the most challenging or hardest things to do is being in a thing and not knowing what the outcome will be. So of course, it's as long as you don't know the outcome. I said it last week, but stress comes from not knowing. Stress comes from not knowing. Anxiety comes from not knowing. But when you know a thing, even though you're not sure about the outcome, but I know that God is in this, it alleviates all stress. It alleviates anxiety, because then you know, okay, God, you're in it. It's similar to a child and their father or their parent, where you can have a child that's hesitant to walk through something scary, right? You could be in a play place that's really big and they're just like, I don't want to get on this, it's really scary. But then when you take them by the hand, you say, come on, let's go. They go willingly, even though they don't know what the outcome is going to be, they don't know how scary the ride is going to be, whatever it is, they feel confident in going through it and an excitement looking forward to it because they know that Daddy's with them.
Yeah.
Similar to God, like for some of us, it's just like, God, just let me know you're in it. You know what I'm saying? Even if I'm in a hurricane, if I'm in a storm, if I'm in a battle, if I'm in a fight, it's cool. I can get through it if I know you're with me. But the thing is, I don't know if you are. And you feel kind of like Martha, like, I'm fighting alone. I'm in warfare alone. I'm stranded alone. But if you're with me, then I'm good. And in this season, it's almost like God is taking us by the hand, like, I'm with you. It ain't gonna look pretty. Might be a bloody wind. You know what I'm saying? The hurricane might come through and sweep and demolish all the things that you prized and that were your possessions of choice. But in it, I'm with you. And if I'm with you, whatever was taken away, I have the power and the authority not only to replace it, but to double it. But to give you more than what you can even ask for. Because some of us are asking, God, if you could just replace what I lost. God, if you could just give me what I want. This is my plan. This is my plan of action. This is what I desire. This is what I want. God, if you could just do it like this, I'll be okay. God, if you could just give me X, Y, Z. God, here's my list. If you could just, then I would be, right? But instead, God is like, everything that you're depending on, everything that you think you want, everything that you think you need, I have to wipe it out so that I can give you what I want for you. And guess what? What I want for you is everything that you desire that you don't even know you want. The stuff that you don't even know to ask for. Because the things that you're asking for, you're asking selfishly. I don't mean that in a bad way or a hard way, but you're asking selfishly because you're saying, if you could, God, why don't you just? And God is just like, what I'm trying to do in you is beyond you. Because if it were up to you, you would just stay in the 3rd grade. Right now we're trying to teach Taylor her sight words. And so the comfortable thing to do would just be like, their kids, the school will teach them. The comfortable thing is, over the summer, it's summer vacation. Let the kids chill, let them relax, let them have fun. They go back to school, let's get back on. That would be the comfortable thing to do. The comfortable thing to do would be, okay, I know she's frustrated. I know she's, has tears in her eyes because she's just like, I'm done with this. Why do we have to keep on? The comfortable thing would be, okay, go in your room and play. We're done. It's over. But instead, it's so much that we're trying to get in her because we know that what she's going to encounter when she gets out into the world, they're not going to be as patient. They're not going to wait for her to get it.
Wow.
They're going to bypass, they're going to pass her by and just leave her sitting on the side of the road and say, all right, she'll get it one day. Or there's going to be some teacher that's patient enough that's going to sit down and walk with you. No, we're not dependent on the school system. We're not dependent on the teachers. But we're taking her now and saying, okay, we need a slow walk. I know you're frustrated. I know you're mad. All right, Taylor, we're going to work on our words. We got to do that again. We're going to do it. Because you need this. Because what we're preparing you for, once you get there, she's going to be like, oh yeah, I got this. I can do that. I can do this. I can do that. I got it. Boom, 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 boom. But what she wants right now is selfish because it's appeasing now. Not seeing what the preparation is for. And again, that's why I believe that God has us even now where I don't feel good. Makes you a little uneasy. And I heard DJ say this one time, it's like you're looking for comfort even in discomfort. You know what I'm saying? If I can still just find that, at least that comfortable niche in the discomfort. There's a hurricane, at least if I can find some kind of closet where I have that comfort even in all the chaos, then I would be okay.
Wow.
And even for me, look for that comfort. having service in our home. This is not normal for me. And I'm not okay with this to the extent that I'm gonna just get comfortable and be like, well, at least we have because that's comfortable.
Right.
At least we have a home, God has reduced us this, but we just gotta be thankful for what we have, and God allows us to meet our. No, I'm not comfortable. I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not okay. We don't mind opening up our doors. We prayed to have a house so that it would be a refuge, so that it would be a hiding place, so that it would be a place for people to come and have peace. I don't mind that. What I'm not okay with is being comfortable and this just being it. I'm not okay with just settling here. Well, let's just stay here until we burst out the scene. We just save money. That's comfortable. That's wisdom. That's okay. This makes sense. We just save some money. No, but I'm beyond that. I'm like, no, I don't mind putting it out if it means that it's going to take us further. And so that's maybe a business lesson for somebody, even as we prepare, to give. Some things won't make financial sense.